Good morning, one and all. The first today, the topic in the subject, that is compiler design subject. The topic that is continuation of the predictive parsing construction of the table. First, that is we have consider the computations such as first and follow computations. Today, we are going to construct the parse table, and then before constructing the parse table, we should know the computations of each entries of the table by calculation of this computation, that is first and follow. Let us see how this computations takes place. This is the objective of this one, is how the predictive parsing mechanism can be implemented, and this is the concept of predictive parser, one of the well-known concept. So in the last videos we discussed about some of the concepts which are related to this condition, such as predictive parsing. First, unreachability. Any unreachability can be eliminated before checking that one grammar. That is reachable conditions only can be taken place, which are not required. That is we have considered this case. And another one is we have eliminated successfully ambiguity any arises in the given grammar. That is also find out, and then left recursion also possibility can be verified, and that can be eliminated by using the third point. And fourth one is left factoring also can be verified. Now here we will see that the computations such as first and follow. Later we are going to construct the parse table. So first the computations of definitions, we will see what is the definition of this first and follows. We know that the first will come the beginning of that one. Follow is to occur where the next most following the variable or the terminal, that is one. So that is the two cases. So what are the derivation says that it is the set of terminals that begins strings derived from alpha, then we can say that it is a first of alpha. It is the set of terminals that begin strings derived from alpha. Let us see the formulation. How to compute this first? So here we know that the grammar symbol contains some terminals and non-terminals. Here the grammar symbol X, which is to be applied for the given computation until no more terminals or epsilon can be added to any first set. Here the rules are defined as three rules. First rule says that whenever the computation is calculation of first, that means if it is a non-terminal, if it is a terminal in the sense, example, we can say small a plus and identifiers, any brackets, etc. These are to be considered as the terminals. If at all the computation is first of this one, then we can directly include this as the terminal value for the given result. That is the first point. And second point comes where instead of terminal, where non-terminal appears before for computation of first, then here we observe that the x value can be determined, that is first of x can be obtained by calculation of the computations as the non-terminal of the corresponding. Suppose for example, if the non-terminal y1 appears, then we have to calculate the corresponding non-terminal value first of y1, and then the continuation proceeds with the remaining. If at all the computations of that non-terminal also requires fast of y1, then that is also to be continuation of the process and calculate for all the y1, y2, swan, yi minus 1 till the non-terminal appears for the result of the calculation in all of the first computations. That is to be considered for the result. So here that is the case first of yij. Here yj indicates that yj indicates y suffix j indicates that is y of j, where for j equal to 1 to swan k. That means where the non-terminal y1, then that is to be calculated with first computation, where non-terminal y2, that is to be computation till all the non-terminals are to be resolved with the corresponding result value, final result value. So we'll see that one example how these rules are to be framed for the given notation. So for the defined grammar, we are going to see this computation with an example shortly. Now the third one is rule says that whenever the x, the computation value may be sometimes it is a epsilon also. Then in that case what we should do, here directly we are going to append this epsilon to the result. So suppose for example first of we are going to calculate some computation, that is epsilon came, then the result also to be computed with the epsilon only. That means there is no point of adding that means calculating one more time what is the epsilon. So directly it can append to the result. So that is the three rules to be considered while implementing this first of the computation in the predictive parser. Let us see with an example of the how this the computations takes place for different production rules which are defined in the given grammar. So the shortly we'll see, and for example here the grammar it is given. This is the example. In this example, the grammar that is to be defined, e derives capital T e dash, that is one, and second most production is e dash derives plus t dash epsilon, and t derives ft dash, and t dash derives star ft dash epsilon. Star ft dash is one production, epsilon is one production, and another one f derives capital E. So we can conclude, we can write e derives t dash, and e dash derives plus t dash, e dash derives epsilon, st derives ft dash, t dash derives star ft dash, t dash derives epsilon, f derives parenthesis e, f derives id. So these are the given rules for the set of rules for the given grammar. In this one we are going to identify variables. So what are the variables which are given in this one? So here capital T, capital E, E dash, T dash, and capital F. All these to be considered as non-terminals. That is also called as variables. Whereas remaining were considered to be terminals. Remaining means all lower cases and this identifier values. Plus operator, star operator, parenthesis, identifier, epsilon. All these to be considered as the terminals for the given graph. Why we are going to identify this means it is to be used for the community. Will be very easy to find out whether it is a corresponding one. So it is a mechanism. Everyone should know that before computation, so that it will be easy for the computation of first. Okay, first see that the variable. We are going to calculate the computations of what are the given. So we are going to calculate the computation of E, first of E, that is, and E dash, first of E dash, first of T, T dash F. So we are going to make the computation of first of E, E dash T, T dash F. So generally we are the computations are applied for the left side of the non-terminals which are given in the grammar. That is the value. So if we observe E, E dash T, T dash F, these are to be considered as the left side of the non-terminal in the given left hand side of the product, each of the production. So if you observe the consider the case, for example, first of E, in this computation we are going to verify the non-terminal where this variable appears in the given rule. For example, here the given rule means we have to verify the left hand side of the production, given production. So what is the left hand side of the production? If you observe here first, here this is the variable which appears on the right hand side of the production. So that's why we consider this as the first of E. So here what is the first of E in this production? TE dash. So that's why we have marked that is a computation as TE dash. Again, that is the here in the according to the first rule, whenever you find out what is it is a terminal or non-terminal. So these two cases, suppose if it is a terminal, we are going to append. So here non-terminal second case, we have to once again calculate this computation. So what is the here the T dash? T dash is what is it is a terminal or non-terminal. So here we have listed out this variables all. So it is comes under variable terminal only. So here under this case, the capital T E dash, once again we have to apply first of Y, Y1, Y2, so on. So first of Y, once again we have to compute as the second rule. So second rule applied, then we got first of T. So here first of T, what is the value of the left hand side of the non-terminal for the given set of rules? So here what is first of T? Here we have considered first of T is Ft dash. So Ft dash, what is to be considered? First of F. Once again first of F. What is F here left hand side? It is to be considered as parenthesis E. So that's why you have written parenthesis capital E. And we are also having one more production first up. So how many productions are there? That is all results are to be considered. In the previous cases we got only one rule. That's why you consider one. But here if you observe, capital F belongs to two cases. So we have to consider the one, that is first of E, and also we have to include what? First of ID. So we have to include the two cases. How many times that variable appears for that all the cases we have to, here 2 times we have to write, 3 times we have to write. So in that we have considered this. What is this here in this result? What is the computation we are getting? It is if we observe this, it is a non-terminal. Left parenthesis is a non-terminal. Since it is a non-terminal, then according to the rule 1, see here terminal, that is what is the terminal. So here the terminal, as the rule says, that first rule we have to include what is the computation of first, automatically that is to be considered as the result process if it is terminal. If it is non-terminal, we have to compute once again first of Y1. So in this process we are getting a result as terminal. So this as terminal. So since it is a terminal, then we are going to include this as a result. So that's why here giving as a parenthesis. And another one we have to compute once again first of ID. Here ID is to be considered as a terminal. So that is to be included directly. So there is no other option for this one. So directly we have to include. Then we are going to write this is the plus, union is a plus operand. So we have to combine these two results. So that's why parenthesis ID. So final computation we are getting as parenthesis, left parenthesis and identifier. That is the whole computation for the first of E. Whereas next computation, that is the first computation. Suppose in the second computation, what is the second non-terminal that is to be variable which is to be considered for this case? Second one, what is this here? E dash. First we have compute E. That is automatically we see that parenthesis, left parenthesis ID appears. Second parenthesis E completed. Now we can see that that is E dash. Next in this computation, first E dash, where the E dash appears. So here E dash is to be considered. E dash derives plus T dash. E dash derives plus T dash. Now here what is here? Plus appears. So automatically result includes plus. And any other E dash appears. You see one more E dash also appear. What E dash contains? Epsilon. So result contains epsilon. So these two values plus union epsilon. We are getting the two things. Plus epsilon. That is the result of E dash. Whereas if you come to the next computation, that is T. What is the computation of first of T? If you write the computation of first of T, where the variable that is to be appears on the left hand side of this production. So here this case, that is T derives F T dash. Any other rules which are available which contains T? No. So that's why we consider this first of F T dash. So what is the first of F T dash? Since it is a first of F, according to the second rule, then what is the result of first of T? First of T is equal to first of F. If you observe the first of F already we calculated. So the first of T is equal to first of F. So that's why we conclude that the computation of F is also same as the computation of T, capital T. So that's why, what is the capital T here? Left parenthesis ID. Left parenthesis ID. So that's why I have written capital E, capital T, capital F. That is also equal to first of capital E. So these three equivalent to left parenthesis ID. So result is left parenthesis. No need to calculate. If you calculate also, the result will be the same. That means first of F is to be considered first of F. What is first of F? So here what are the computations of first of F? Here you see, if you observe the first of F is here only this one. So we have to compute once again first of capital parenthesis and first of ID. So what is in this? We are getting results left parenthesis. In this we are getting result ID. So for the two cases we will get left parenthesis ID only. So result is same even if you compute also. So but in the first case only we observe that this is to be a result same as that previous computation. So that's why we are getting the result as left parenthesis and ID. ID means identifier. That is how we conclude that this third one. And another one is T dash. First of T dash to be calculated as, what is the non-variable that appears on the left hand side of the given production is, here this is the T dash to be appear and any other appears no. So that's why we can consider the T dash only this production. What is T dash equal to? That is star derives F T dash epsilon. That means here we are going to write the one more t dash, that is epsilon. So these are the two productions which are to be available as a computation. Now in this, what is the computation of this first t dash? First of t dash is star. So is star is a variable or terminal? So according to our listing, it is a star is a terminal. So whenever the terminal appears, that is to be included as to the result in the the computation of first rule. We are discussed in the previous slide. Three rules are to be available for the computation. So as the first rule of thumb, then terminal it is to be included as a star. And one more computation union, epsilon. As the third rule, there's a third rule of the combination. Whenever epsilon is to be computation takes place, then automatically the result is to be included as epsilon also. So we have included epsilon. So for the two cases, plus and epsilon, the result is plus comma epsilon. These two can be considered as plus and epsilon. So in this way, we are going to get the result. That is here not plus, here star. Why? Because this one here also star. Why? Because here t dash derives star ft dash, t dash epsilon. So what is the combination here? Star will get, and here second we are getting epsilon. So star comma epsilon. The same thing here we have written as first t dash as t star. Now we have computed t dash. Now what is the left out? Next f. F is same as what? Previously we have concluded that first of t is equal to f, e and d. Even if you calculate also, what is the f? Here if you observe the left hand side, the non-terminal where the appears for the given production, where it contains the variable appears left hand side of the given productions where f appears. So here f appears is this one only. Here this is e dash t dash only. Now it can't appear anywhere, but here the two cases it appears. So we have to list out the two rules. F derives parenthesis e, f derives id. So we have to compute what? First of f. As per the rule, first of f we have to compute. Now what is the result that is to be carried out is we have to consider first of left parenthesis. According to the rule, from computations rule, first computation rule, it is a non-terminal which appears for the computation. So whenever a terminal appears, according to the first rule, we have to include that as parenthesis. And for this case, we have to include this is also terminal. ID is also it is a terminal. So since it is a terminal, we have to include that identifier as also results. So the consideration of left parenthesis and union including of this identifier. This is for the first f parenthesis I we calculated, and this is f derives id we calculated. Both results are combined. We can write as a f parenthesis id. So how we are going to write the two productions combinedly as this one? Results also we can write as combinedly as left parenthesis id in that way. So we have left parenthesis id which is same as previous computation, that is first of f, which is same as first of t and first of f. So we have determined all the computations easily by knowing several variables and terminal values. Just we have nothing done extra. Only the rules we applied. Here three rules are applied. Three rules are there. Simply we applied the three rules. Whether it is find out whether it is terminal or non-terminal. Based on that, we have evaluated the right hand side of the production. Still variable appears. Then once again the computation continuously applied until the any of the variable appears, non-terminal appears. Then the computation goes like this. And if at all epsilon appears, we have to include the result. If at all variable terminal appears, we have to include the result. So in that way, we are going to get the all computations of first. One more example also we have to consider for the case for a neat understanding purpose. It is a very well known example where the computations are first S derives small I, capital C, small t, capital S. One more capital S derives small a. And third one is small e, capital S. Small e, capital S. And S derives epsilon. And capital C derives B. So these are the computation, these are the rules which are defined for the given grammar. First, for the following grammar. Now, in this concept, the first we have to verify what are the computations to be considered. So, since it is, we can calculate first of yes, and for the two cases, and we have to consider this to for the two first of S dash, and from this we can conclude first of C. So that's why first of S and S dash. Now in this case, it is easy to know that what is first of I. First of S is equal to first of I capital C small t S S dash. So automatically we will get this first of I. So here what is I? Is it a variable or terminal? So it automatically consider this as we have listed out that cases. That's why previous also we have seen what are the variables and terminals we have to list out in this one also. So it is a terminal case. So that's why we have to come result as terminal. If it is a non-terminal, then we have to calculate once again where it appears. So here in this case, in this example, now for this second one, first of S is equal to first of A. So here A is also comes under terminal. Since it is a terminal, directly we can include. So A is included. So by combining these two cases, first of I and union first of A, we are getting the result as I comma A. So this is the computation for the first one. Whereas this is the computation for the first one. Whereas the second one, that is what is the variable that is to be considered in the second case, that is only 3 are to be computed for this in this example. First S dash. What is S dash here? We have to conclude S dash equal to first of small e capital S. So here what is small e? Here small e is once again where it is appearing as terminal. Yes, terminal. So that's why we can write small e. And whereas the second case, first of S dash equal to first of epsilon. What is epsilon here? Here what is epsilon? It is a variable or terminal. Since it is a terminal, we have to include the result as epsilon. It is the third rule. So the third rule, it is as the first rule, it is the third rule. Then by implementing these two cases, union, epsilon, added, the two consider E comma epsilon. So this is the second. Next, third one is capital C. Capital C is a variable which is to be calculated. So for this one, directly we can write this is first of C equal to first of B. So since it is a variable or terminal, so since it is a terminal, then we can implement the result B as to be directly we can include. So that's why we will get the result as small b. So we can easily complete the 3 rules applied for the given grammar, and then we are going to get the each of the entries in the table. So let us see here. In this example, this is the second example which you are receiving. It is very easily identify the first rule whether it is a terminal, uh, whether it is a terminal or non-terminal or epsilon. Only the three cases. If it is a terminal, then we are going to include the as that symbol as the result. If it is a non-terminal, then we have to evaluate once again the computation of first until the terminal appears. That is the second one. Third one is if at all epsilon occurs in any of the production values, then directly we can append the result as the epsilon to the further considered cases. So that is to be considered as the first computation. Whereas the follow computation says that here the follow computation is the non-terminal can be defined as where the terminal A appears immediately to the right of A in some sentential forms such as S derives star alpha, capital A, small a, beta for some alpha beta. Then dollar is to be appended. Suppose if A can be rightmost symbol in the some sentential forms. Here also some rules are defined to calculate the follow of the given grammar symbol. So we are going to apply for each of the variables for the computation of this follow also. Let us see how this compute takes place with the help of the rules. Here 4 rules are defined for the computation of follow. First rule says that here this what is the S follow of S. Since S is a start symbol of the given grammar, so generally we are going to see several symbols of the given production of the grammar, but while constructing the tree or any other or taking of the first production, first and foremost symbol that is to be considered as the one start symbol, that is to be verified and is to be considered as the first of the production rule. So that symbol is to be available. Then while calculating the follow computation, if at all that symbol appears, then that is to be considered as dollar symbol as the starting non-terminal. That means we are going to compute various these variables. Out of this, any variable name which is having the start symbol, then we can consider as the dollar as the first, dollar as the result of this given production, result of the given the computation. So that's why that is the first rule. Second rule is another rule. If at all, if the production contains A derives small p, capital B, capital Q. Here we are going to consider the production, that is in this production. What is the calculator? Here we are going to calculate the computation of first of Q. That means whatever the follow of the production for the given follow of A, then what is the appearance of the symbol right hand side of the production, that can be verified, and then based on this we are going to consider. So for example, in the third rule says that what is the follow of B to be considered is same as follow of A. And what is the follow first of this here follow of B. Then here it is to be considered as first of Q minus epsilon. First of Q minus epsilon and the first of follow of A. That means wherever the variable that is to be applied for this computation follow, we are going to observe that list of variables the right hand side of production only where it contains any follow. So here yes, the rules, third rule says that there is no appearance of the symbol. After B there is no empty, there is no appearance of the symbol. Immediate follow means immediate to that symbol. So immediate next to that symbol. Next to that symbol, what is available here? PB. After B there is no symbol. So here there is no symbol. Then what is the calculation of this follow of the corresponding is, which is same as the follow of the computation of A. So I have to include that cases as follow of B is as same as follow of E. Suppose in this rule it is not included. That means in this rule the follow of after B immediate there is no variable where no symbol appears. Suppose for another rule says that if any symbol appears immediate next to that one, then we have to compute this follow computation as you have to conclude that first of Q minus epsilon. That means whatever the symbol that is appear to this next of this follow can be considered as the first of this Q minus epsilon. That is to be one. That is to be considered first of Q minus epsilon. And then we have to compute follow of A also. This is the second computation. So I have to compute two cases. First one is the immediate next, whether it is which of the variable that is to be considered, that is to be first calculated excluding epsilon. Sometimes the result may contain epsilon also. So that is to be avoided. Except epsilon. Excluding epsilon, we have to compute this first. Suppose in this what happens, first we will calculate Q result, and any epsilon is there, we have to eliminate that one. If the result does not contain any epsilon, then we have to reach as the same is. Whereas follow computation, we have to write the same as follow of A. So these the rules which we will see with an verified. All these rules can be with an example also. Previously how the first computation we will verify. Then with the example of follow computation also we can verify it. So in this example, T derives T dash, E dash derives plus T dash, epsilon, T derives Ft dash, T dash derives star Ft dash, F derives parenthesis EID. Now we have to calculate the computation of first of E, that is, and first of E dash, and first follow of T dash, and follow of F. We have to compute. Here the main rule here in this one is we have to verify the appearance of the variable onto the right hand side of each of the production rules. We have to verify the appearance of the symbol right hand side of each of the production rules. So where that the appearance. So here right hand side, if you observe, there is no capital E. If you observe in this one, there is no capital E. If you observe in this one, there is no capital E. Only right hand side of the production of the rule. Then right hand side of production, you know already. That is arrow mark left hand side, right hand side. So we have observed in this case there is no capital E variable available in the right hand. But here if we observe in this one, there is a symbol appears, that is to be verified. So that is to be noted down as F derives capital E. So here capital E. So F derives capital E. Now what is the, here we are to be considered as follow. Here we have to compute follow. What is follow of capital E? That means this is the right parenthesis follow of capital E. Then verify according to the first rule. Verify according to the first rule is capital E is start symbol or not. According to the given grammar, capital E is a start symbol or not. So here we verified capital E, it is a start symbol. It is a start symbol. Since it is a start symbol, according to the rules of the follow computation, we have to include what? The computation of dollar. That is, we have to include dollar also. So it is a start symbol, then we have to include dollar. If you include dollar, then what is the result? Left parenthesis already we computation we got, and this is a start symbol, we will get dollar, then we will get dollar. So this is the left parenthesis dollar as the rules we got. And the second computation, follow of E dash. Now we get follow of E dash. Verify where this where this E dash we got. Verify where E dash which we to be appeared for the given side of right hand side of the production. So here E dash appears, E dash appears, E dash not appears. So since where E dash appears, then we have to verify the computation. Here E dash is nothing but follow of E dash is nothing but follow of E. According to the third rule, we have to take. So what is the follow of E? Follow of E is already we computed. So that is the result same. Even if we compute also, we'll get the same result. So dollar right hand parenthesis. But what is this here? Follow of E dash. Here T dash. T dash also same as this follow of E dash. What is E dash? E dash is same. That means E dash, T dash will get follow of E dash, which is equal to follow of E. Follow of E. And we got this result. What about second case? E dash, same as follow of E dash, which is equal to follow of what is E dash? Follow of E dash is follow of E. Follow of E, which is follow of E dash here, this E and this E dash. That is, we are calculating the two cases. E dash first, we are getting follow of E. And what is E dash? Here also we are getting same follow of E dash. Follow of E dash is same as follow of E dash. Then we have to calculate what? Finally follow of E dash, which is equal to follow of E, capital E. So these two combinedly written as E dash equal to E only. So like that, what is E? We already calculated E in the previous results. What is E here? In this follow of E is dollar right hand. So we have to include the result as dollar right parenthesis. So in that way, we have computed the second one also. Whereas the third one, that is T. If you consider the T, follow of T. What is T? Where the T appears, that is here it appears, not appear. So here follow of T, what is to be considered? Here it is available as E dash in the first case. Here also E dash. So E dash is to be considered as first of E dash excluding epsilon. And then we have to compute what? Follow of E also. This one union follow of E. Whereas in the second case, we'll get first of E dash minus epsilon, and we have to include what? Follow of E dash. So these two consider as first of E dash minus E only, then that is to be written, and the second one is follow of E we have to write, and then follow of E dash also we have to compute. So if I this computation, E dash already we know that result as dollar right parenthesis. It does not contain epsilon, so we have excluded epsilon also. Then what is follow of E? Follow of E is dollar right parenthesis. That is the result. And third one is E dash. What is E dash? E dash is also same as dollar right parenthesis. So we have to write the cases, that is E dash. So here we will get the operation, that is E dash dollar right parenthesis, dollar right parenthesis. So we have to consider first of E dash. So we have to see first of E dash. Here first of E dash is plus epsilon. So we have consider not follow. Here first of E dash. What is first of E dash? Here in this example, in this E dash there is plus T dash. So first of E dash is nothing but first of plus t dash. First of plus t dash. So that is equal to plus. So that is equal to plus. So that's why we'll get this is plus, and then e dash, anywhere it appears e dash, there is nowhere. So that's why we'll get the result here, e dash plus epsilon. Plus epsilon, we are getting the result in this case plus epsilon. But we have to exclude epsilon. So we have to exclude epsilon means minus epsilon means plus we are getting. So after getting the plus result, we combine the results plus dollar right parenthesis. So that's why I'm getting the results plus dollar right parenthesis. And what is follow of t dash for the remaining cases? So here where the appearance of the t, where the appearance is t dash. So here no t dash, no t dash, here t dash, t dash. So here t dash appearance, which is to be considered as follow of t, and follow of t dash, both are same. So follow of t and follow of t. So follow of t and t dash, which are already computed, which is the same result. Even if we compute it, we will get the same result plus dollar right parenthesis. And the third one is, next one is follow of f, where the computation, where the variable appears f here, no f, here also no, but here f appears, no appears. So in the three, out of these cases, we get the 2. What is the follow of f here? T dash, follow of first of t dash minus epsilon, and then follow of t dash. Where here f appears here, follow of t dash, once again follow of t, follow of t dash, which is equal to follow of t dash. That means right hand side, as the third rule says that immediate next there is no appearance of the symbol, then it is to be considered as follow of t dash. Here first of t dash minus epsilon, and then follow of t. So if you consider if you observe the cases previously, we computed that the first of t, what is the computation of first of t dash? First of t dash we already computed. What is the result? Which can be seen with that one as in this example, t dash star comma epsilon. So that is to be considered star epsilon, and then minus epsilon union follow of t dash. What is t dash? Previous second plus dollar right parenthesis. And what is the follow of t? Follow of t is also plus dollar right according to the above variables we have considered that one. Then finally we got this star union plus dollar right parenthesis. So that's how we got the results, star plus dollar right parenthesis. So in this way we have computed the follow also. Simply we are going to apply the rules, whether it is a symbol, the appearance to the immediate next of this one, then we apply the rule. And if it is there is no symbol appearance, we have to apply the once again the same rule, fourth rule, and then verify epsilon available or not. That is star symbol is there, then you have to include dollar symbol. If it is not star symbol, then I have not included dollar symbol. So in the previous examples, we consider that one, some of the cases we get the repetitions. That's why the results are same. In some cases, it is not like that. So based on the case to case examples, the results are to be vary from one to another. So in the next video, we'll come up with entries how to put in the parse table, and then we can decide what is the grammar type. Okay. Now we are going to stop this session. Next session we will conclude with the once again this parse table entries. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.